I started competing. My son started competing. My husband plays. So pickleball mama became pickleball everybody.
How does getting lost on the way to a baseball game convince a retired tennis player to raise the next generation of pickleball pros? Hi everyone, I'm AJ, and welcome to Pickleball Mama's Pickleball Life.
I grew up a tennis player since I was like 5. I was the one where your dad was your coach and they just drilled you all day long. The background in tennis is extensive. Top in the state of Florida in all the different divisions as a junior. Graduated from the University of Miami with a Division I scholarship in tennis there. Currently still hold the record there in doubles. Played some amateur pro events. Coming in, I then had an injury on my ankle. I've had 2 surgeries from when I was 17, again at 19 after my freshman year in college. I can't go overhead anymore. Ankles bummed, right? So I could only play on clay court in tennis. Coming into pickleball, it was like, okay, I can compete again at this sport that's like half the size of the court. I thought I would never get on a hard court again. 2021, I would say, is when I really got the bug. The bug. Everyone knows what the bug is. You just can't stop thinking about it. You eat, sleep, drink it. You can't. Your your family's like, where are you? What are you doing?
When I first saw people playing, I was like, what the F is that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that long ago. When did you discover pickleball?
So I used to live in Florida. Okay, I didn't figure out pickleball till I came to Maryland. I went from like the hottest place for pickleball, didn't know anything about it, to coming to Maryland and being like, oh man, why didn't anyone tell me about this? So I was actually going to a baseball game with my son in Plantation, the Central Park courts, pickleball courts in Plantation. I got lost, and I drove by, and I was like, "What?" And they were just dinking, right? They're just dinking, and I was just like, what are they doing? Family friend, Audrey, you'd be really good at pickleball. I'm like, what is that? I was playing on the court, getting demolished by these solid senior men. And I was just like, oh no, I can't be bad. I can't be bad at this. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna learn the sport and I'm gonna do everything I can to get as good as I can as fast as I can.
As a former competitive tennis player myself, I hear you about this like competitive side that comes out. Did you know you wanted to go pro and be competitive with this sport?
Well, so it's interesting. I know, of course. To me, I'm like, I get to have fun again. I get to play with my kids. I could never take my husband nor my kids onto a tennis court and play a set or play some games. Oh, would you play tennis with me? No, I don't want to chase your balls. I don't want to pick up your balls. My kid's first experience with pickleball was at the US Open a week later when the courts there's like really no one there, and taught them the game, and we played a game instantly. That's it. That's the thing. It was like I just wanted to have fun with my kids, do things that we all can do together and be competitive. I mean, we would play ping pong at a hotel and we'd play for something. There's always something on the line.
Where's Squire?
Oh, well, so this is kind of like a pickleball interview. You want to come say hi and tell them how good you are? Okay, next time, right? Okay.
So how many kids do you have? How old are they?
I have 3 children. I have a 14-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 3-year-old girl who thinks she's Anna Lee Waters and Anna Bright, all in one. So back to what I was saying, so we can get that answer before I lose it, is no. The answer is absolutely not. But everyone kept saying, you'd be so good at this. You'd be so good at this. You should play. You should play. You should play. Man, you're so good, man. And so I'm like, then the wheels turn. I'm like, well, can I? Should I? So living in that I don't know or not taking the shot, like not actually putting it all out there and really trying, I think I'd have regrets just in life. So then I started competing. My son started competing. We play 5-0 mixed doubles and he plays singles. And so he's done actually really, really well. To never compete, everyone thinks they're tennis players. I feel good. I'm like, okay, at least their shots look right. So my husband plays. I got him a partner and they medal more than me. And I'm like,
wait a second. So your husband has his own partner.
yeah. So he constantly wanted to play with me, right? He was a football player, baseball player, football player, no racket sports background. And so we played our first tournament together. It was actually pretty fun. We didn't kill each other. Played a 4-0 tournament. No one knew me, no one knew him. It was the first tournament, so we played at the 4-0 level. And we got around. I was like, all right. And then you learn a lot about who to hit the ball to when no one hits you the ball. You realize it's like, well, this was fun for you, but I just kind of stood here. I want to play. A girlfriend of mine who played tennis at USC was coming up into pickleball, and I was like, oh, I have a partner for you. So pickleball mama became pickleball everybody. And here we are.
Now, don't skip forward. I'm going to take just 30 seconds to thank this week's sponsor, Pickleball Coffee Company. It's a great cup of coffee, and purchasing their coffee means you're supporting a small business owner who's just as passionate about pickleball as he is about coffee. Eric not only runs the company, he sources the coffee beans and roasts each batch himself. Click the link in the description to get your Pickleball Coffee Company coffee. And thank you, Eric, for sponsoring this video.
What do you think it is about pickleball that brings out an addiction like it does? Because I never felt this way about tennis.
Me neither.
What is it about pickleball that creates this obsession?
I don't know. Everyone thinks they're good. Right? The learning curve is so small. The wins can happen so quickly, right? Like you can play a game. Okay, you can get good. That it's like the growth happens so fast. You can start here and like a few months later be competing in a tournament. Nothing exists that I know like that. Unless I don't know what does that, but I don't know anything where you can just pick it up, never played a sport in your life, to like being decent and being able to play games against other people and then wanting to get better. I got a call recently and he was like, yeah, they just had like a ratings clinic and my rating is not like, I don't trust my rating. You're like, hold on. You just called me a 2.5. Oh no, like that's not okay. So, and it's so funny because I understand I wasn't getting rated, but I was losing to these guys that I thought physically I can beat. Why in the world? No, that is not okay. So I feel like it's, you can get better quickly and you just want to keep playing and wanting to keep getting better. But I have yet to figure out why there's a difference of this sport versus like any other sport other than the learning curve is fast.
For me, there's a connection to my childhood. So it feels like gratifying and satisfying without all the drama and trauma. And I've had many conversations with former tennis players that have that same kind of feeling. But I think the other component, unlike tennis, it's super social and community oriented.
I'm glad you touched on that because I think that saved a lot of people's lives through COVID.
Mine.
Me too. It's crazy. We moved here like 6 months before COVID hit. Me and my husband, born and raised in Miami, grew up in Miami, went to school in Miami, and we left everything to come to Maryland. We knew nobody. Then pickleball comes along and I make friends. I try to go to different places to try to play. I want to meet other people. I want to see other courts. And I mean, like everyone else, you have Audrey, pickleball in your phone. AJ, pickleball in your phone. You have like a list, right? Of like everyone you want to play with, everyone you're going to call. What group are you in? Constant conversation. Are you going? Are you going? Are you going to play? Are you going to play today? So definitely, I think the community is it's almost like I kind of related it to CrossFit. it's kind of the same feeling, right? So you go into CrossFit, and that was the first time you felt like you were in a community in fitness. So CrossFit, if people who don't know it, it was like you came together as a group, you worked out together, you did these things, and you knew who your CrossFit people were, and those same addicted people and that same personality, I find a lot of CrossFit people also play pickleball because there's this community to it that you live for. You live for.
What made you decide to go into like content creation?
So 3 kids later, I was like, that's it. I am not gonna anymore go in to a place to work. My kids are not gonna be put in daycares. I will raise my children. So I'm like, okay, how can I continue to do what I love, which at the time was personal training, like 3 years ago, but not go somewhere? So I went into becoming a certified transformational nutrition coach. So like a health coach. That was actually my original Instagram. So don't scroll down too far on my Instagram because you're going to see other things, which is how like my Instagram came. So people are like, wow, you're doing so great. I'm like, just scroll down some more and you'll see where it started. And it wasn't all that great. And it's quite embarrassing, but it's kind of fun to see. Like, I have nothing to hide anymore. So I'm like, go ahead, find it.
What advice do you have for people who are looking to get started?
Find other people in this space that are willing to share their knowledge with you, that are willing to just give you the time of day. Anytime someone comes to me and asks me, even if it's 10 seconds of what I've learned over time, I will give you as much as I can with, whatever I'm doing that day. So definitely find someone who you can like shoot ideas off of.
One more quick question. What do you see the future holding for Pickleball Mama?
Okay, so I always say the reason I play is for my kids. My goal is to stay as strong as I can until my kids outgrow me as a partner. So what does that mean? My son is my partner right now, and I'm waiting for the day that he plays the left side like a boss, and he's like, Mama, you gotta, like, I need someone else. And then I have an 11-year-old. I'm going to take him up the ranks. And then I have the 3-year-old. So Pickleball Mama is going to be here for a while until my kids have taken over. And then I can go into what I love doing, which would be coaching and working with teams. And I don't know. I always think about maybe an academy. I love teaching so much. I don't know. I really enjoy seeing people get better. I have a girl, she's like, people are telling me how good I got. I used to keep you a secret. I'm like, you just made my day. I always wondered, why does this light me up? Oh, because I know by what I'm doing to help them will make them better. So I think Pickleball Mama becomes a name of that's where I want to go to learn. That's where I want to go because the vibe is so cool. That's where I want to go because it was so much fun. And also good quality. Also great coaching.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm so glad that we got connected, and I can't wait to see what the two of us do in the future as well together.
Alana, you rock. Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was super fun.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow @Pickleball Mama on Instagram for all her awesome tips and tricks. And join me next time where I'll be speaking with the pickleball pilots, Shannon Yeager and Dean Matt, who are on a mission to set a Guinness World Record by playing pickleball in 48 states over 48 days. See you then.